Hmm. Well. It's been a long time coming. Welcome back, Julie
Thank you.
B.
It's my fault.
Tell us a little bit about your absence. Where were you? Why were you gone? How was it?
We did a tour of Spain. We went to Madrid and Sevilla and Granada and Valencia and Barcelona.
Casual.
No, it wasn't casual. It was too much, to be honest with you. We were probably won't do a tour again. The cities themselves were amazing. Spain was amazing. Oh, and then we went to Lisbon for 4 days. Met friends there with my good college friends there, which was amazing. And we were there during the blackout, which was
Wow.
bizarre. And interestingly, and relevant to this, I didn't watch any games while we were gone. I wanted to, but they were on at for the most part, 3:40 in the morning, my time, Spain time or Portugal time. So I skipped them. We did win literally like only one or two.
Yeah.
And those ones, what I ended up doing was I rewatched the condensed version while we were on our bus traveling.
It wasn't the prettiest couple of series while you
Yeah.
were gone. We'll touch on that later.
Uh-huh.
But before we do that, welcome back, you guys.
Yeah, welcome back.
To me, my mom, and my Padres.
We were like not 100% sure. Oh, first of all, part of this glare, I don't know we can't figure out what's going wrong, why. And I look really washed out today too. I think it's this free hat. Whatever. Um, we're not 100% sure what we talked about last time, or time wise, time.
This is what I remember is this was pretty much right before or right after we got announcement that Meryl was going to go on the 10-day.
But before
Cronenworth and Arise, yes.
Okay.
So,
Yeah.
right, we can kind of talk about the snowball of injuries. Thankfully, the good thing about taking so long to record the next podcast
kind of coming out of it, yeah.
Some of these injuries are already resolved and back playing. Luis Arise,
Rise, hitting like 500.
Did you see that collision? Did you see
I
any
saw
that go
replays.
down?
I didn't watch it.
Yeah.
That happened when we were out gone because people were texting me. Friends of mine that know I'm like a big friend. Not just you.
Yeah.
Other friends were like, "Oh no! Oh, did you see that?" And I'm like,
Well, I watched it.
I'm in Granada.
Yeah, I was with Zach's family, who.
Oh yeah, you were at it, John, too.
I was, yeah. I was with Zach's family, who, appreciate sports, but wouldn't necessarily call themselves baseball fans. They're more soccer fans. And so I always feel, I'm obsessed, so I'm watching the games on my phone like a freak.
Yeah.
And so I was like, putting it on my little screen, and they're the nicest folks. They're like, no, Maddie, let's figure it out. Let's watch it together. Yeah. Aww. And so his Uncle Todd had one. He has like a much bigger Galaxy or whatever. And so he put it on the table, and we were watching it together. And like I said, they're mostly soccer people. So when they saw that collision, they're like, wait, he's getting put on a stretcher for that? And I was just like, Maddie,
just let it go. Yeah.
Be at peace. I'm like, homie got knocked out.
Yeah.
Literally, that little man got knocked out. But yeah, it was scary in the moment, but...
And then he came back and he goes, I'm back.
Literally.
Oh, I was going to tell you, so the first game I watched, I watched the condensed version of the first Giants game, and then I figured out a way to stream the second game, on our flight home.
Very nice.
Because I have free Wi-Fi through Verizon. I don't know, not Verizon, we have T-Mobile. Through T-Mobile. I don't know if you know that.
With Alaskan or...
No, it doesn't matter. I don't think you get 4 round trip. I'm not a paid sponsor, but just throwing this out there in case you guys are T-Mobile people and you didn't know this. You get 4 free Wi-Fi flight, 4 free flights a year with free Wi-Fi.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that flight, I did that on the flight from, I can't remember which one it was. It was either from Lisbon to Philly or Philly to San Diego. I think it was Philly to San Diego. I can't remember. Philly to San Diego, I think. But anyway, so that was great. And we won. And we're now won 5 in a row.
I mean, yeah, but let's quickly go over the not so hot.
Okay,
right?
I want to ask you personally, how did you feel? What were you feeling like? Because we didn't talk. So what did you feel like when this was going on?
I think you guys can kind of tell by now that I am a bit more of an optimist.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all, I could not see the light there for a second.
Really?
Because it all happened so quickly and so consecutively. And, with Merrill, Cronenworth, Hayward, Arise, and then for Lockridge, right? And then for a second there we were Tatis was going to get hurt after that. God, yeah, I felt so unlucky.
Was it 100% because of the
injuries? Oh, for sure, right?
Uh-huh. And for the whole season, or just for the streak of games?
For the streak of games, especially the games against Detroit and obviously the Rays when you score.
What happened with that? Because I missed that runs. Entire.
Yeah, you can be frustrated getting swept by a shitty team, but then you also have to put into perspective that we did have 5 of our starters or 4 of our starters pretty much hurt.
Yeah.
So there's not really much you can do.
Bummer that it was at home too.
Yeah, that's the bummer.
And did our big guys just sleep that whole?
Well, what big guys? Manny and who else?
Manny, Tatis, and Tatis. And X, I guess.
Okay, yeah, sure. Xander, I guess, hit water when he fell off a boat for once in one game. This is the thing about Xander.
He's been doing all right, to be honest.
I'm so indifferent about him because I really want to like him, right? The recent comparison, which I softly agree with, is this, contract is going to
be like
mirror Hosmer's. Mm-hmm. The difference that I have with Xander as opposed to Hosmer, and I'm sure you can agree with me on this, is that he's a much more likable person. And
that we know of, yes. From all accounts. But to be fair, guys all love Hosmer.
Yeah, but I'm talking about in a fan's perspective, right? We kind of saw the lack of hustle soul, the lack of effort, the excuses that
Hosmer never ever saw Hosmer. I mean, I'm sorry if I'm wrong, but you never saw Hosmer in the community.
Yeah.
And Xander's very much about community giving and
exactly.
engagement.
And this man has really, owned up to the fact that he's underperforming, and that's at least something that you can respect. Mm-hmm. And so I'm always going to be rooting for the guy. It's just tough. It's tough to be on his side. Mm-hmm. And it's sad that when he does perform, he does execute to the level that he is paid, it's not a sense of excitement. It's a sense of relief.
Oh, you're doing your job.
Yeah, it's exactly. Right?
Yeah. You're right. I get that.
So that's tricky.
Time out.
I also
it's not his fault we paid him so much either.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
We paid him more than he was worth.
Also,
he's never going to be able to play up to that contract.
I think him being pushed up in the lineup, number 6 is where he belongs.
He's hitting 4th now, right?
Correct. And there was a time where he was batting 2nd.
Ew.
When the injuries.
I missed all that. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right.
So that also didn't help him out because he was asked. He had a pretty tall task to step into, and there were a couple games where he did, like the home run, and he had a couple.
What was his first home run? I saw that. I heard about that. Saw clips.
I mean, that's that, right? I wish him the best. I've always been a bit of a Bogaerts apologist, just because at the end of his first year, when people did say he was like kind of underperforming, he did bat in the 290s. So
because he started off great and he ended great, and in the middle he didn't do well.
Well, yeah, I mean, so did Blake Snell, and he was a Cy Young a year later. So I mean, it just is what it is. I guess.
Speaking of people that are bounced back, I just want to mention Mr. 0 for 16 Luis Arise is now hitting over 300 again, just like we knew he would, But he was like batting like 112 or something like that. I mean,
but we weren't
worried.
We were worried, especially
really,
because there's very similar results last season as well when he was with the Marlins.
Right, the beginning of that season. Yeah,
I think a thing I want to kind of touch on, and I've been honestly meaning to like ask our hot tub boys what they think is. I want to know. I mean, I guess you haven't watched many games, so it'll be more of a question for me. Who your standout bench players have been with this?
Tyler Wade.
Yeah.
For sure.
With this injury
who's filling in. Tyler Wade, I think, is the one that really stands out for me.
I agree. Him and Iglesias continues to rise up as one of my favorite players on the team.
Except he's gone completely cold at the plate. He's like, he didn't get a hit this last series. You know that?
You know what? And that's okay.
But you have hope when
we're paying him what? The league minimum?
Nothing, yeah.
And we're paying Bogarts how much?
I know. And Bogarts did stuff. He did nothing. But that's okay.
But he's performing.
He's still a valuable player.
He's been performing in the season.
Exactly.
And he has professional at-bats.
I sure as hell feel...
and he's a decent infielder. Right. And you can tell the guys like him. I
have more confidence in him than seeing either Hayward or Connor Joe come up to the plate.
100%.
That's for dang sure. Mm-hmm. So...
yeah, I agree. I think
okay.
Wade.
But yes, I would keep those two players.
100%. Yeah. Is there? I mean, once Lockridge is back, but once Wade comes back, who are you dropping them? Merrill comes back. Joe.
Joe was dropped today for Lockridge.
So then,
let me think.
Hayward, because Wade deserves to be on the team at this point.
Oscar Gonzalez.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, it'll be Oscar Gonzalez. And then from there, who do you...
When Cronenworth comes back.
This would be Iglesias.
No, I don't think so.
Okay, then who? It's got to be an infielder.
I mean, does it? Because who's going to be your platoon for Cronenworth then?
You're right. Who's right-handed?
Iglesias.
Yeah, maybe. But okay, so who do you...
Campisano. Hello.
Oh, Campisano. Yeah,
we forgot about that.
Okay, yeah. And that's actually who Connor Joe got set down for, I think, was Campisano. Yeah. So Campy will go back down. And then, I say you sit down Campy and you send down Oscar Gonzalez. Is there anybody... I mean, I don't think... I get the impression Hayward's not going anywhere.
Right, here's the thing, too. The people in our AAA system who we are kind of like... or I guess our quad A team, right? They've kind of all...
You're bound
exactly.
Back and forth,
they've all played so far. I mean, and the only one who's performed is Wade. So what do you do at this point, right? You
would say Iglesias, too.
But Iglesias, didn't he start on the 26th man?
No.
Are you sure?
I'm almost certain.
Are you positive?
No, but I'm pretty certain.
I think he did.
Did he? So you're talking about Terso Anales, Oscar Gonzalez, Connor Joe. Who else? Lockridge was on Lockridge was on our roster. Lockridge started the season on our roster. I don't think Iglesias did.
Yeah, but you can still consider him like your quad guy, right? If he starts underperforming.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. Mm-hmm. He and Wade are the same player, kind of. But Wade's been doing great. You know,
you need...
Can Wade play left field or Lockridge? Either one of them play left field?
I'm sure they can, but I mean...
And then you've got Hayward just rotting on the bench. I don't know.
Yeah.
And it's you're going to lose that pop.
But then
he hasn't hit any.
But then you want speed on your bench, too, you know?
True.
Because you want a pinch runner.
Yeah.
I like the idea of... God, I mean... I don't know. I think Wade's played left before. I could be wrong. But
I think Lockridge may have.
I think we've also noticed that it's a lot easier to say to just switch the outfield position up when in reality changing from center field to left field is quite a big difference in an outfielder's perspective.
Center is much more challenging. Didn't I see that Tyler Wade had never played center field before? Something like that. So maybe it was somebody else, but I think it was him. So yeah, you're gonna. So when Merrill comes back, Oscar Gonzalez will go down. When Cronenworth comes back, Campusano will go down. Most likely, I think that's, or vice versa. I think that's
unless
what's gonna happen.
Campy's hitting the F out of the ball, which he didn't. But I mean, he's been obviously crushing it in AAA.
Yeah.
And that maybe you bring down, put Maldonado there for a second because it ain't gonna be Diaz.
Do you?
Someone's actually hitting.
Okay, question. Do you think they've given up on Campy catching? Do you think he's strictly going to be a DH? Because I think that's the big problem is pitchers apparently don't want to work with them. He's not a good catcher.
Yeah.
He was always a bat first catcher with hoping that he would, his skills would get better, but they just never did. It's a very difficult position.
I would know.
Yes. So, what are you looking to see?
I'm looking at the opening day roster.
I'm pretty certain Iglesias was not on it.
You might be right.
I know.
No, I was right.
Wait, let me see.
Arise, Xander Bogaerts, Jake Cronenworth, Gurriel, Iglesias, Machado.
Oh, I was wrong. There you go. Tyler Wade was not.
Tyler Wade was not.
Yeah,
But
Lockridge got it over Tyler Wade. Yeah, okay.
So yeah.
Okay.
I love being right.
There you go. Congratulations.
Thanks.
But I still wouldn't set him down.
I think we need to. No, I think we need to give a brief moment to talk about our guy. Oh. And I'm not just talking about the dog you adopted.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about that.
Oh, okay. I guess we can't talk about the dog that you adopted. Wait, I'll pause. You guys have,
you guys have to see this.
Yes. His name is Tati.
Tati, yes. He's a rescue from Mexico.
¿Tú hablas español? ¿Tú hablas español, Tati? He's literally the most perfect dog in the whole world. And it's even better, too, because this is the first boy dog we've had in a while.
Long time, yeah.
And
I've never had a boy and a girl.
the last boy dogs we had together were...
Yes, what were they?
Tony, Gwen, and Cammy.
Yes, Tony.
So we're...
TG, well, we called him TG.
We're keeping the tradition going.
And TG was a golden retriever.
Border Collie mix, right?
We think so, but mostly a retriever, like
a
blonde retriever. Face. And then this little one looks like a little mini golden retriever. So we think it'd be very appropriate to name him, give him a Padre name. And with Tati, that's a standalone name, just like we had a pug named Cammy, not Caminetti, but Cammy. So, and Cammy sadly outlived poor Ken Caminetti. But he was always Cammy, even when Caminetti was only a Padre for a few years. So, Tati, welcome, Tati. So we found him on Pet Finders, and then I was literally in there. We lost our dog. I think we talked about that. We lost Honey in the end of January.
Yeah.
And
during the off season,
yeah,
when things were not
bad
going,
month of January, very bad. And yeah, it was all about that. And then I decided when we get back from this trip, I was going to get another dog. And literally, I was in the airport board. I started looking at dogs online, and I saw this little guy, and he seemed perfect. We were looking for a boy dog. Dad really wanted a boy dog. Whatever, he's neutered, so he's kind of a boy dog. And perfect, just exactly the size we wanted. And he's very sweet and very calm, and just a sweet, sweet boy so far. Anyway, I'm assuming our Tatis is a sweet, sweet boy. He's sure as hell can run the bases. Oh my gosh, she's the most amazing.
Rat.
And he's ours, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's so fun to watch. He's worth the price of admission.
Even when he, doesn't bat 2 for 4.
He didn't hit
an
today
RBI.
at all. Actually, he didn't hit well this series, I don't think. But
He
my gosh,
won us a game yesterday.
Exactly. And he even said in his post-game interview, like, I don't hit very well here, but I run very well here for some reason.
Well, yeah, we've seen a lot of clips of his 2019 performance.
Yes. Oh, he was a baby.
As rookie year when he tagged up on a pop-up to second base.
Yes. Crazy.
That's just our guy. I kind of want to talk about...
His arm might be hurt, too. That could be... I mean, it is
yeah. He did rip a double during yesterday's game.
Okay.
So, it looks like he's batting fine.
I think it could have been just today's game. He went 0-4. But, again, this is coming back from a massive goose egg on his arm. It looked brutal. And, of course, we were all holding our breath. Right?
We thought it... Yeah, we thought...
Are you serious?
The cycle
You
would never
texted
end.
me, like, we can't catch a break. You said that.
Uh-huh.
I know.
Well, it's always scary when the player automatically starts heading towards the dugout. But I think he might have gotten a little spooked because he did see the swelling start to build up.
It was massive.
Yeah, and by the time he got to the dugout, it was already like the size of a tangerine
That's
or something.
exactly the measurement I said. Because they were saying a golf ball, and I told Dad, it's more like a tangerine. Hey.
There you go. But, yeah.
Cutie, like a cutie.
And, we were all expecting a worse... specifically because of what we've been dealing with these past couple weeks, right?
Why wouldn't we?
Well, yeah. But the fact that we saw him in that next day's lineup and for him to perform the way he was, that was just a shout out to the fans. That was just a shout out to him saying, don't worry, I'm fine. Baseball isn't all about your arms. You got to use those legs too.
He certainly has been.
And we love them.
Even he said it looked worse. He goes, I'm a little sore, but it looked worse than it was. It was just a bruise, so... It hit a blood vessel or something. So
he is playing defensively, offensively, right, and on the
So
base pass.
good.
And we all know this. We've known this since he joined the team at an MVP level.
Absolutely.
And
absolutely.
I was saying in the beginning of the season, if we get a full year of Tatis, a full season of Tatis where the injuries are minimum and he's not missing a big stint,
Right.
he's gonna be in that MVP.
He absolutely.
race.
He's
And
in it right now.
He's one of the top contenders right
He's
now.
in it right now. I hate to say this, but he needs to pick up his power numbers a little bit because he was he hit 8 home runs and he hasn't hit one since. But he's been so effective in every other aspect, and his average is out of control, and obviously the base running and the defense and everything. He just needs a little bit more pop, I think.
Well, I was listening to a hot tub episode. I can't remember which one, and Rafi was talking about his launch angle. Mm-hmm. And Tatis is batting what, 320, 315,
maybe
314?
more than that, even that.
And his launch angle is averaging at 5.5 degrees.
I don't know what that means.
So that means he's hitting the ball really hard, but on the ground. So and they were saying if he could just adjust that launch angle so it can lift, those are going to be doubles and homers in the gap.
Okay.
And
course.
easier said than done.
And you don't want him swinging for the fences.
Exactly.
I don't know. But normally we don't, right? We don't want our players. That's not our philosophy right now, right?
Yeah, but his swing has been so consistent, except that one time where he tweaked his shoulder because he let go of the bat. Everyone knows, Tatis, don't let go of your back. Your shoulder is very sensitive. Mm-hmm. But other than that, his swings have looked very consistent and hard. He's
hitting the ball hard.
He's hitting the ball hard, but he's not swinging out of the shoes. Like, you can tell in his swings and his at-bats, he's staying super balanced. And that's what it is. He looks like a tank out there.
Unlike Jason Hayward, who has the weirdest swing. He does this, like, swing. Like
Him and Bogarts are like, they like flick their wrists at the ball.
They push it or
flick
something.
their wrists
Yeah,
at the ball or something like that. Yeah,
it's weird. You know what I'm talking about?
I'd say they're not using enough of their legs, but maybe.
Did you notice it, or am I crazy?
No, him and Bogarts both just have very uncomfortable looking swings.
Yeah. Not Jackson Merrill-like, who has a freaking beautiful swing.
Yeah, but we're what, 21 and 12,
something like
11?
Yeah, something like that. 21 and 11.
I mean, shoot.
Exactly.
Fight me.
Beggars can't be choosers.
Yeah, literally
right?
fight me. And we can all agree that this is better than we anticipated. Can you deny?
No, of course it is. I mean, so much of
22 and 11.
22 and 11.
Hot.
Damn, Maddie B.
And not to be that
11
bitch.
games over 500.
Not to be that bitch. But the Dodgers lose today. Well, their game just started.
Oh, okay.
Only half a game out.
But the Giants win today?
Oh my God, and the Braves are already winning 4-0, you guys.
Did the Giants when they were winning last I looked?
Did the Giants
they're playing the Rockies. I'm sure they did.
I'm
yeah.
sure they
were.
Yes. 9-3.
9-3. Yeah, that sounds about par for the course. I just remember at the beginning of the season how we were so despondent about the lack of activity. And like I said, personally, the minute we signed Pivetta, I was over it. I'm like, okay, we're good, we're fine. But let's face it, we were so...
That's another person who we have to talk about.
Oh my gosh. Holy cow, right? Like, he's amazing.
Love everything about him. This, what's it called? Pitching rotation and this bullpen is something out of dreams, right?
And they were talking about when we signed him, this is a AJ Preller guy. This is something that he and Niebla and scouts or whatever said, we can totally work with this guy. The issue is the park he's pitching at. We just need to tweak him a little bit, and he's going to be very successful.
Unbelievable.
In the National League. Very successful at Petco. And so far, I think he's had one game that wasn't amazing. And the rest of them have been freaking ace shit.
If your number 4 pitcher or number 3 pitcher is getting compared to Yamamoto, you got something going for you. Like, you really do.
Nasty stuff.
And we have him for multiple years.
3 years, I think,
Can pitching coaches win manager of the year?
Right. Well, speaking of it, there's rumblings that Niebla's going to start looking to be a manager somewhere. So.
He just signed an extension.
Does that matter? Do you think?
It's a contract, I'd imagine.
That's
a
true.
bit.
Yeah, that's true. But sometimes teams give their guy's permission to interview. You know.
Sure.
So
True.
Anyway, we'll cross that path when we get there. But anyway, what we were talking about before. Oh, anyway, the off season once you sign, and we just kept reminding each other that we have a good team.
Mm-hmm.
We have a good team. We're just I think we were freaking out by what the Dodgers did and the Giants and the Diamondbacks.
Yes,
That everybody
totally.
signed big contracts and we didn't sign any. And but then we just had to take a step back and be like, look at our roster.
Yeah, did we need to sign many people?
We have a really good roster.
The best thing that we could do for our psyche in terms of, not the actual game itself, is to just not fucking look at LA. Like, don't compare yourself.
That's kind of been my
right.
philosophy
Don't
for years.
compare yourself.
Take them out of the
LA.
equation.
Exactly.
I just take them out of the equation.
They're an outlier.
See them in the postseason. You know.
Thank you. You have how many pitchers hurt already?
Oh my gosh, what is the deal?
I mean, we know what the deal is, right?
I don't. I think part of it is who they signed.
That's
for sure.
That's going to be
so. Apparently, Glass now is like, he's supposedly made of glass, but he has various discomforts going on or something, and so he doesn't feel comfortable pitching. But it's a little bit of this, a little bit of that, but nothing specific. I don't know what that's about.
No, and then Snell's just shut down.
Shut down for God
right
knows.
And I think they have one more that's out, and that's not Shohei.
Kershaw's not back yet. Brian May's returned. Brian May. Guitar player Brian May. Dustin May has returned, and I think he's done all right. Sasaki has not been good, but he did get his first win yesterday.
Yamamoto's been good.
Yamamoto's been great. He's been their best pitcher.
Yeah.
For sure. So, yeah, who knows? Whatever.
Say la vie. We have them in, oh my God, I think we have a series with them in June.
I don't know, but we're selling
right?
tickets.
Because isn't that what, I think June and August are oh shit months.
Okay, because honestly, I'll be honest. I think our schedule has been very late, right?
It's been light because we haven't had a string of playing really good teams. We'll play the Cubs.
Cubs are good,
and then we'll play the Rockies, right?
Yeah.
We'll play the Giants, and then we'll play the Rays, even though we got swept.
Exactly.
But you're getting my point, right?
Yeah.
It's been balanced.
Okay.
When I think last year, especially kind of towards the end of the season, which we're going to experience again, is it was just like, oh my God, when are we gonna, catch a break, be able to take a breath? Well, we performed like hell at the end of this year too. So
we performed great.
So I'm saying, I said like hell. Oh no, yeah.
Oh,
I meant
we
hotter
played,
than hell.
We played great at the end of last season.
So see.
We're rolling into New York. So we're playing the Yankees starting tomorrow. So.
Trent Grisham's the Yankees.
What the heck?
Good on him.
It only took him 5 years, right?
Good on you, Ace.
It took him like 5 years of what? I don't know. Maybe they have a coach that clicked with them and worked with them and got the potential out of him. Maybe. I don't know.
I mean, when you have one of the best hitters ever
for real
on your team,
historically, yeah.
I think the
couldn't hurt.
What's it called? The coaching and the learning kind of becomes a little more natural too.
Yeah.
Because how do you not look up to Judge?
Right. And Juan Soto just hit his first home run.
Well, Juan Soto's on the Mets, so who gives a rat's ass?
I know the Mets are doing very well, but I don't hear enough.
About him. He is struggling a bit, but
he's another one.
It's the beginning of
just
May.
like Bogarts. He's never ever going to live up to that contract, so you can't really yell at him for not living up to a $700 million contract. I mean, that's on the Mets. So. If he still has good solid seasons, that's all they should ask for. He shouldn't have to be an MVP every year. No. But anyway.
I mean, especially when you have an MVP candidate like Lindor on your team as well.
Lindor, yeah.
I traded for him in my fantasy.
I haven't looked at my fantasy.
Not mine. Well, I think you beat me.
I need to pull it up. I
was 5-0.
I didn't look at it the whole time I was on vacation.
5-0, and I think this bitch just beat me. My first loss of this season.
I guess I'll check.
Let's look.
I didn't look the entire time I was on vacation.
How are you liking fantasy? Is it fun for you?
I need to get more into it. I need to know what I'm doing more.
Kicked my ass.
I did.
50 points.
I mean, honestly, for me right now, all that I'm kind of getting out of it is My initial draft was really super fun. Like that was a great time. But since then, I don't really feel like I'm doing anything except checking it.
You need to drop and add players.
I did that once or twice because someone was on the
continue to do that.
IL and I did that. Okay, so maybe I'll get back into it now that I'm back.
Because that's what's fun. Like with this one, I spent money on. It was like $25.
You're actually gambling.
I'm trading with other players. I'm dropping. I'm adding. There's like
you're trading with other people you're playing with.
Yeah. Oh. There's
I hope that we can get to that eventually.
How do I say this? It's an actual term, but like when you pick someone up off waivers, you have to bid for them pretty much. It's a lot more complex than what we're doing.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. I'm hoping that we get to that. We all need to get more comfortable with it, and then maybe eventually next season we know what we're doing more and we can play for some money.
Julie and Abby are doing it right.
They're doing it right?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, if you look on, and anyone who's doing fantasy for the first time, if you look on the app and then you go
tell our listeners what app you're using.
Oh, this is I think it's just the ESPN Fantasy app. So for all sports.
Okay.
So hockey, basketball.
Is this what most people use?
Yes.
The ESPN Fantasy app. Okay, that's how little I know.
You go to your league. I'm in multiple leagues, so I have multiple drop downs. And then I'm pray for pods, and then you'll just go to your little chat button, and then my league, and then it will show you what people have been doing.
Oh, okay.
So like Bunt of the Litter dropped Ronald Acuna Jr., so he's just up, right?
Right.
Sons of Pitches dropped Austin Riley, so you can see, they picked up.
Okay, you're right. They are totally involved. Okay, I vow, ladies, to get more involved in that. And then
now that you freaking beat my winning streak.
Well, and now that I'm back from vacation, I remember to look too. So it just wasn't front and center. I wasn't even watching the games, let alone checking.
Well, as someone who did watch the games, I will say I think it was 4 series that were played since we last recorded. I'll give us a ranking of 7 out of 10.
Really? Even being swept by Tampa Bay?
Yeah. Well, we swept the Giants right after, and then we just swept the Pirates, so...
I know, but didn't we lose 10 out of 12
you
or
gotta,
something like that?
You gotta think, Mom, with our injuries.
Maybe it wasn't that bad.
And what helped was, at the same time, our competitors were losing as well.
That's true.
So,
I noticed
we
that,
didn't get hit as hard as we
noticed that. That's why we're still hanging in there
we've won the past 5 games in a row.
I know.
You can't be too mad. And I think our losing streak was 4. So we have a higher winning streak than we do losing streak with the presence of the injuries that we have right now. And I'm sure other factors that I can't think of off the top of my head.
All right, fair enough. Give it
Padres
a 7.
Record. Hold on, wait.
Give him a 7.
I'm giving him a 7.
I thought we had won. I thought we'd only... I was on vacation for 13 days, and I think we only won twice. That's what I'm basing it on.
All right. Padres are 6-4 in their last 10.
And 5 of those were the last 5. So...
Yeah.
I can't really tell from there, but... Yeah.
I give him a 7. And that goes because of some standout performances. Pivetta being one, King being another. Oh my God, he's also amazing.
Your boy Cease isn't really doing very well.
He needs to do some peyote or something and find himself or whatever. I think he's having a bit of a tight butthole situation right now.
You think? Because he's kind of have a career year.
He's exactly right. He's having an ish. Being the superstitious person I am, I know that's why he shaved his beard.
Of course.
And so he was expecting to perform well post beard shave.
And it
hasn't really happened. Say I love you. That's why
he's a fine number 4.
You have Pivetta.
Yeah.
You have King.
He and Pivetta kind of switched.
Yeah. So you take what you can get. Again, with a 22-11 record, you can't be that mad if a player is underperforming.
Of course not. And he's okay. He's not an absolute.
He's okay.
He had one really super, super bad game, but the rest has been okay.
And even though he's not pitching great, he's still great to look at.
Yeah. And hopefully our boy Yu comes back very soon. I know he's throwing, so that'd be good. So supposedly Meryl comes back tomorrow. Jake comes back the next series. I don't know when but those two are that's supposed to happen soon. Then we'll be like back on running. Merrill is a big miss for sure. He provides something nobody can replace for sure, so.
I think that's the jersey I'm getting.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
A Merrill jersey?
A Merrill jersey.
Go for it. He committed to us.
He deserves my money.
To him. Yes,
he deserves my money.
Exactly.
Anything else you want to touch on, girl?
No, I think
we had a little bit of this, a little bit of that.
A little bit of this. It's been a while, so we had to go over a little bit today. So
I hope you like our new Tati.
My new little tatty boy. Yes.
All right, y'all. We'll see you next time. We're gonna kick the Yankees' ass.
Let's do it.
Let's freaking go, San Diego. That's me. That's my mom. Those are our Padres. Bye.
Bye.